In the depths of doubt, an encounter with a lone wolf and a lifeless fox brought Dr. John Thomas to the brink of hopelessness. Little did he know that this extraordinary experience would rekindle his passion for healing, leading to a transformative journey of self-discovery. A glimpse of hope. After years of tirelessly saving lives, Dr. John Thomas found himself plagued by burnout and self-doubt. The devastating loss of 2 patients took a toll on his mental and emotional well-being, leaving him questioning his abilities as a healer. In search of solace and clarity, John retreated to his family's cabin, a place filled with cherished childhood memories and the promise of rejuvenation. As John immersed himself in the tranquility of the forest, an unsettling feeling crept over him. It seemed as though an unseen presence was observing his every move, unsettling his peace. Determined to dismiss it as imagination, he pressed on, seeking solace in the embrace of nature's silence and the reminiscence of his youth. The cry for help. One fateful night, while sipping coffee on his porch, John's attention was drawn to rustling bushes in the distance. Curiosity compelled him to investigate, unaware of the extraordinary encounter awaiting him. Emerging from the foliage, a lone wolf stood before him. Fear gripped John until he heard a soft, plaintive whimper, resonating with a desperate plea for assistance. Moved by compassion and guided by his instincts as a doctor, John cautiously approached the wolf. To his surprise, he discovered that the creature wasn't injured, but rather trying to communicate something. The wolf directed his attention to a small, lifeless creature nearby, a fox. Driven by his unwavering dedication to help those in need, John's dormant medical skills surged forth. A healing touch. As a doctor, John knew that the fox appeared beyond saving, but an unshakable belief in his abilities compelled him to try. Rushing inside to retrieve his medical supplies, he returned to the ailing fox's side. His hands moved with a practiced precision, resolute in their mission to restore life. All the while, the wolf stood by, offering silent support, as if acknowledging the doctor's efforts. Just as hope began to wane, a flicker of life stirred within the fox. Encouraged, John pressed on, determined to revive the seemingly lifeless creature. And then, a faint but unmistakable sound escaped the fox's lips. Joy and disbelief surged through John as he realized he had successfully saved the fox's life. When he looked up, however, the wolf had vanished, leaving him with a newfound sense of purpose. The following evening, John contemplated the extraordinary events that had transpired while the recovered fox rested contentedly by the fireplace. Suddenly, the plaintive howl of the wolf pierced the night's stillness. Startled yet compelled by an inexplicable connection, John followed the wolf's call. The wolf led him to a den filled with vulnerable, helpless fox cubs, their eyes barely open. Realization struck. The rescued fox had been their mother. Knowing he couldn't abandon these fragile lives, John took immediate action. He carefully gathered the young foxes, protecting them within the warmth of his jacket, and returned to the cabin. Over the course of several weeks, he nurtured and cared for the fox cubs, witnessing their strength and vitality return. In their playful presence, he found a renewed sense of contentment and fulfillment. The circle of life. As the fox cubs grew stronger and more independent, the time came to release them back into the wild. With a mix of pride and awe, John bid them farewell, acknowledging his role in their survival. However, the true transformation had occurred within him. The experience of rescuing these animals reignited the long-lost spark within him, rekindling his passion for healing. Walking back to his house, John felt a surge of emotions he hadn't experienced in ages. The desire to return to the hospital and the operating room reawakened within him. The realization that he possessed the power to make a positive difference in the lives of others washed over him. Determined and inspired, John made the life-altering decision to reclaim his rightful place as a healer.